So hi and welcome. I hope you guys are all okay and out there having some fun for once. So today we're going to do a quick short video on what I think are the best or top 5 things for me about this Super Duke car. We're going to do the top 5. We're going to do it from 5 down to what I think is the number 1. But for me, okay, number 5 should I say, I think the look of the bike for me, I've always been drawn to these KTMs. I just quite like that. It's quite a distinctive look really. There's not a lot of other things out there, you know, certainly when you think of the Japanese bikes, they can start to look quite similar. This is definitely a distinctive looking bike. You know, whether you like this headlight, you know, I know that's opinionated. Some people love it, some people don't. And this bike does tend to be a, you either love it or hate it type of thing. I appreciate I've got this Puig screen on at the moment, and that does take away the naked look of the bike, but it's just so practical. I was going to take it off this morning, but I just couldn't be bothered, and I thought I didn't know what the weather was going to be like in terms of cold air or stuff like that. So, but yeah, the look of the bike, that single side swing looks ace. You know, these look a lot better when they've got an aftermarket exhaust on. The one that comes stock is quite ugly, if I'm brutally honest. So yeah, number 5 is look. Number 4 for me, who's an aging person, the riding position. I've always had sports bikes hunched over. My last bike, the Aprilia, the RSV, I mean, that brilliant bike, but if you rode that all day, you didn't half know about it. Gosh. And of course they're not really meant to be rode all day, they're meant to be scratching around a racetrack. That's what they're meant to do. So for me, the upright riding position on it, it's not fully upright. For me personally, riding position number 4. Okay, sort of linked to riding position, I suppose, is the handling of this bike. Because you're in that slightly more upright position, it's just such a lazy but also engaging ride. I just find it's just such an easy bike to ride, and it's because the handling, the brakes are amazing on it, the suspension, you just feel in control. It's hard to explain. You just have that touch in your gloves, you just know what's going on the bike, and you never feel like you're, you know, completely sort of, you're never ever not in control of it completely. So for me, the handling is just brilliant, and of course when you start getting on it and you start banking it over and stuff, it gets real fun. So yeah, number 3, handling. Obviously I can't have a top 5 without that engine in there, so for me the number 2 is that engine, that 1300cc V-twin. Of course it's linked to handling, but that lazy sort of lumping, sort of torquey engine, if you just want to tootle around on it, it's really easy. But again, if you want to start getting on it, this thing will take off. And it's just my riding style really suits that V-twin. So that's why for me, but I think universally everyone accepts that V-twin in there is just a magnificent engine, and it's just awesome. So yeah, the good old 1300cc V-twin is what I would say is my number 2. I've probably parked in the worst place I could possibly park, because I've parked by a cattle grid, and every time something goes across that, it actually makes a terrible noise. So apologies if the audio on this is not that great. And of course for me, number 1, I know this wouldn't be for everyone, but the number 1 sort of like for me on this bike is the noise. And I know that, you know, you ride a bike and you the freedom of the road and all that, but the noise of this bike is what first drew me towards them. That V-twin, that big bark, that rumbling when you start gassing it up, I mean, it's just an incredible noise. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I've got a Shoei Neotech 2 helmet, which is really quiet, so when I've got this on and I'm riding it, I don't think I quite appreciate how loud it is, certainly with that sort of straight pipe, the decat and then that in-can. But I just love the sound of this. It's absolutely crazy. It's just infectious. You can't get away from it. When you're just rolling the thing on and off, it's just so much fun. So yeah, I mean, we're going to start this up now, and we're going to head on back and you know, you can hopefully enjoy a few minutes of me riding back through the lanes. Yeah, I don't think you quite appreciate the loudness of that actually. I mean, I've got that rear GoPro on the back. I don't know whether that really picks up the noise. To be honest with you, when I'm doing the editing of these videos, the sound that comes through that GoPro, it's all completely blasted out because it just can't handle the amount of noise that comes through that. But oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? Loving it. And you can't have a better day like today. It's not too hot. The heated grips are keeping my little pinkies warm because it is only 10 degrees, so you don't have to go too far before you start getting a bit nippy. Sorry, every time I do a video I will not mention the heated grips. I know how annoying that can be, but for me they've just been a revelation. They're brilliant. Right, so let's have a ride back and we'll have a little chat while we go. Steaming up. You do have to be careful down here because actually that cattle grid that you saw back there, there's another one down here, so there are sheep that generally just roam around and we don't want to be hitting a sheep. That would be very bad. What are you doing, mister? What a view, brilliant. They have a habit of just looking at you and then flying straight out in front of you. I'll bid you all farewell. Take it easy, take care, and I'll see you in another video. And please don't forget to help me out and subscribe, like, share and all that stuff, because it really will be it really will help me out and encourage me to make more of these videos. So like I say, all the best, take care and see you as well.